Hey everyone. In this screencast, I will demonstrate how you can create an online event page to accept multiple registrants. This is really helpful if you want to be able to capture all the contact information for each of the participants, and there's just one person who's going to register and fill out folks' name on the form. So to do that, we're going to go to our events and manage events. And I'm going to start with an existing event that I've already created. It's an online event. It's our climate change organizing workshop. And if you go to configure, that area is going to be under the online registration area. So this is the online registration tab. And this is where you can now indicate if you want to allow registering multiple participants. It's always good to click on these little question marks because there's a lot of information in here. You'll notice it talks about using profiles, and we'll talk about that later for the kinds of information you want to collect. So in this case, we're going to turn this on. I want to accept. Now notice it says 9. 9 is the max. Notice is 1. And this is really you plus additional people. So for example, if I picked 2, it's going to allow me to allow a person to register themselves plus an additional 2 people. So that's 3 folks that can be registered on a page at a time. So you can decide what that maximum is. I'm just going to keep it simple and just add 2. The same email address, again, I'll love to click on these question marks, will allow you to have folks register, all those folks with the same email address because maybe they don't know who they are. But you can also use profiles to also manage what kind of information you want from those additional participants. In this case, I would prefer to get their email address if possible, because then I'll have unique contacts. You know, if you only collect first name and last name, then you may end up with all these duplicates in your database. So just be wary of that. So I'm just going to register an additional 2 people. I want to make sure that we have the email addresses, and we're going to keep going. And that's basically it. And you can see down here what happens is what are the profiles you're going to use. Now, this first one, if you remember, this is like our basic profile. And this is the profile that's going to be collected for the first person who is actually entering on the form. The additional participants, notice here, you can add other profiles. So in this case, I'm going to also use I'm going to use the same one. Because I want to collect the first name, last name, and email for those folks, right? So there it is. And that's basically all you need to do. And you want to make sure you click on save. Save and done if you're done. So let's take a look at what this looks like when we're going to a live page. And what is that experience of that person registering on your page? So I'm going to go back to, again, it's just events, manage events. Will get you back to all the events that you have. And I'm going to go over to my climate change organizing workshop and grab the event link. And again, I'm just going to copy from the event info, the landing page, so we can see it from the beginning. And I'm just going to copy this link. I just did a right click, copy the link location. Now remember, to test it live, I'm going to go to a private window. I do not want to be logged in. So I'm going to switch over to a different window. I'm going to copy that link in. That's the link you would share. And I am going to see what it looks like. So here we are. This is the landing page. There's the workshop, and I'm going to just register now. And here's how it would look like. Let's say I'm going to register myself and one other person. So I'm going to increase this to 2 because that includes myself. And I'm going to just put some test information in here. I'm just going to go this way just to make it simple. Some fake information. And notice it makes us do the first person first. And I'm going to review. And then it's going to say, get the next person, get the participant 2 of 2. So I'm going to do another person. I'm just going to add a number on here. So just make it slightly different. And I'm going to make this 2 at, right? And then I'm going to, you could choose to skip it, but I'm going to continue. I do want the second person. Again, I've only registering 2. And now you can see that who's being added here. So there's participant 1, there's participant 2, and the email address is there, and it went through. So you know this is successful. So let's see what happens in the database. So I'm going to go back to the database. I'm going to switch screens here. I'm back in my events, manage events, my manage events page. I'm going to go to that climate change workshop, and I'm going to see the participant list. I'm going to see who's registered. Click on that. And there you go. There's Alice Test and Alice Test 2. So now we verified that that registration worked.